Hi guys, thank you for coming in today or tonight. This is Angela. Welcome back to my channel. I came across today while on YouTube um, a hashtag VR from Strength from Tarot, and I think it was from it's hashtag Tarot Tribe tag. So I think that's where it came from. I'm not sure. Um, but I decided I would go ahead and do it, the VR, because she was putting it out there for everybody on Strength from Tarot. And so I thought I would go ahead and do it. So let me get into it. So there's 16 questions on here. The first question is, how did you get into tarot or oracle? And I've said this before on my channel. I think I've got a video on it, like one of my first videos. I literally, I started my spiritual journey June of 2018. April of 2019, I literally woke up one morning and was like, I have to get a tarot deck. Couldn't figure out why, and I had no interest in tarot at that moment. And the more I fought the need to buy one, was overwhelming me and soon took over to where I went out and bought a deck. So that's how my tarot or oracle journey began. Number 2, are you drawn to tarot or oracle more, and why? And honestly, I think it's about 50-50. I'm drawn to whatever deck calls to me. Doesn't matter if it's tarot or oracle. So yeah, that's my answer for that. Number 3, if you could create your own tarot deck, what would it be? I have several cards in my mind that I've outlined. I'm not an artist. I'm a writer. I couldn't draw a stick figure correctly if I tried. So hopefully one day I will meet somebody that will be able to bring those cards that I have and maybe more to life. But I do want the cards to have a deep meaning. I want them to be something that when you look at it, you can feel the energy, you can feel the how deep they go. So yeah, hopefully I will be able to do that someday. I would say probably hopefully in the next few years. That was number 3. So number 4, show us your first deck, either tarot or oracle or one of each. So I just happen to have them here. I pulled them out. My very first tarot deck, which is the deck that I bought just because I was literally overwhelmed with the need to buy one and couldn't figure out why, is the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. And I actually have made a box for it here. And these are the backs. Shine. I edged them in like a light yellow because there's a lot of yellow in this deck. So yeah, they go really well with and I'm not going to show too many of these cards because everybody knows what this deck is. If you don't, you've been under a rock. But yeah, that is the very first deck I ever bought. And I'm kind of upset with myself about that because I do not resonate with this deck at all. I tried and tried and tried to use it. We don't get along. And I just went out and bought like the first deck I saw that had like a book with it and guide and kind of an all-around teacher type deck. And I will say I have worked with it in conjunction with another deck, just simply to try to connect with it. It has helped me learn what the card meanings are of this deck, but I still don't connect with it. And if I had just kind of stopped and picked a deck that I was drawn to more, I would be a little bit happier, because a lot of the VRs are, what was your first deck? So I'm always showing this one simply because it was my very first deck. But yeah, that was my first deck, tarot deck. My first Oracle deck, which I have a whole video of all the decks, my tarot and Oracle journey. But my very first Oracle deck was the Earth Magic Oracle deck, published by Hay House. It comes in a great sturdy box, a great little guidebook, and then the cards. And this is all over YouTube as well, so I'm not going to go into great detail. But as soon as I saw this deck, I was like, I have to have it. And it was the very first deck that ever really spoke to me. This is actually the card that I was like, I have to have that deck because of this card. Dragonfly and Emergence. I love dragonflies. I'm obsessed with them. And just with her emerging out of the water, like becoming new, becoming something else, something better. It just really spoke to me, and I bought this deck because of that. Love the backs. Makes me think of the Tree of Life, and there's actually this card in the deck as well, and it's Tree and Grounding, and I love it. I love this deck. I've used it a lot. I even have a walkthrough on my channel. But yeah, this is a great for beginners. Oh, look at that one. I could show these all day long because they're just beautiful. But they're great for beginners. If you're really wanting to start out and learn Oracle decks, that is a perfect deck for that. Because it's very easy to read. I can feel the energy in the cards. They're amazing. So, where did my page go? Okay, sorry. So that was that. Number 5, show us your recent deck, Tarot, Oracle, Crystal, and why did they call to you? So my most recent tarot deck is the Tarot Muha. And I got this, I don't even remember whose channel I was watching when I saw this deck, and I'm like, I really, really want it. It's really pretty. It looks very antique-y to me, and I love antique-looking decks. These are the backs, and I actually edged it in like a peach color. But yeah, this is, the artwork is gorgeous, and it just drives me crazy that I've never been able to connect with the Radiant Rider-Waite, yet this is essentially a Rider-Waite clone deck here. It was, yeah, but there's just, the artwork speaks to me on a whole other level than the Rider-Waite-Smith does. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Love it. But that was the most recent one. I actually got it at the end of December. It is a Lost Scarabeo deck. And it's really pretty. I really like it. The only difference that I'm having to deal with is instead of pentacles, it's a disc. And I think that's the only change in it. And having to remember the Roman numerals because it's all Roman numerals on there. Yeah. But that was my last tarot deck I got. um, my last Oracle deck, which I've been using every day, published by Hay House. It is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein, artwork by Miss Michaela Ezra. And this is, if you've seen any of my other decks that I've had on here, this is nothing like anything I have. And that's probably why I like it, because I don't like any of my decks to be similar. And so far, I don't think they are. But this is the backs. And I did a walkthrough on this as well. And it's just little sayings. It's more to me of an affirmation deck than an oracle deck. But the messages I get out of this is just mind-blowing. And I've actually been using it a lot in conjunction with my Light Seers Tarot, because that's my favorite tarot deck. And it is spot on every time I do I do a card of the day every day. I post it on my Facebook group that I have. And I will pull a card for this after that, and it just reaffirms the message that I have from the card of the day, which, being pretty new to all this, just blows my mind. It's crazy. But that is, yeah. And the colors are just, my camera's not doing them justice, but the colors are amazing. The paper, it actually, because my Light Seers Tarot I got, after it came out mass market, it was also published by Hay House. Both of them have this, like, velvety feel. I don't know what cardstock it is, but just touching them, both decks together is it's awesome. But I've been getting a lot of people going, what is that? I've never seen that. And I've never seen it anywhere. So that is The Universe Has Your Back. And it is amazing. So that was answer to question number... Oh, wait. I didn't do my crystal. So I actually found this raw amethyst. I don't know if you can tell really well. At Five and Below, if you can believe it, for $5. I love amethyst. I have a lot of amethyst. I have a couple of different amethyst pendulums. But I was like, that is beautiful, and the camera is not doing it justice, but you can see it sparkling a little bit there on top. But I've never seen raw, like, straight out the ground, it looks like amethyst, but I thought that was cool. So yeah, those were the answers to number 5. And oh, I didn't say why did they call to me. The Tarot Muhal, I think just because it's so different than any deck I had at the time, and it looked very antique-y. That's why I got it. And then the Universe Has Your Back cards, actually had a friend at work that got these on Wish.com. They were like this size, which I actually liked. I just didn't like it. Came in a little tuck box. There's no book for this, either way. It was super thin paper, but as soon as I saw her cards, I'm like, I want these. I don't know why, but I gotta have them. So then I went on Amazon, and they were on there for $15. So I'm like, that's pretty cheap. And I'm glad I got this deck, because the cards just kind of feel like silk or velvety in your hands, and you can feel the energy in them, and they're just amazing. They just spoke to me on a deep level, a deep oneness of wanting the need to be one with the universe kind of deal. And so, yeah, that's why I got it. So that was the long answer to number 5. Number 6, if you could share a tip with someone learning tarot for the first time, what would it be? So I still consider myself a newbie, even though I've been doing this learning tarot since April. I'm a slow learner, obviously, because I've seen people on YouTube. Oh, I picked up a deck a month ago, and I'm like reading for people, and I'm like, mine's been a little longer process than that. I still don't feel comfortable. I actually just started actually giving readings in the last couple weeks, so yeah, it's been like 9 months, almost a year, um, since I picked up my first deck. But my tip would be, and I actually had this conversation on Facebook with somebody today. There's so many different rules, and you can't do this, you can do this, you can't do that, you should do that. That it is mind-boggling, and for a newbie, that especially like somebody like me, I'm a Virgo. I have kept perfection, and I think that's what held me back for so many months was I was always trying to get it perfect. I'm like, I'm not going to read for somebody if I don't get it right. Um, just throw that out the window. Any misconceptions, any um, uh, rules that you think are taboo um, because someone else said it, if it doesn't feel right to you, do away with it. Because I'm here to tell you, um, like I said, I've been reading the last couple weeks finally, um, and everybody's spiritual journey is different. Everybody's tarot journey is different. What speaks for someone else isn't going to be right for you. And so, my only tip is do what works for you, period, regardless of what the rules are. And yeah, that's it for that one. So, number 7, first tarot tuber you followed would have to be Lisa at Supportive Tarot. And I can put her link below. She's very thorough with her deck reviews, and she does a weekly. I worked with this tarot and oracle deck, and then shows you what she's going to work with next week. She's very thorough with everything, and for a newbie, she's very informative. And so yeah, that would be that one. Number 8, what was life like before tarot, or the holistic life for you? Where did you come from? So I did a YouTube video a few videos back. I grew up Pentecostal. I grew up, the Bible is it. You should not, it's a sin to go looking for any other truth outside of the Bible. And I've had to do away with a lot of preconceived or learned behaviors when it comes to my spiritual journey, because it is vastly different than what I grew up with. And so, yeah, um, that's not to say that that happened before tarot, because tarot has just been another part of the journey. Because the spiritual journey started way before. So yeah, it was very rigid rules. And to me, spirituality isn't about rules. It's about connecting with something other than yourself. It's about um, finding the good parts and shining them to everybody. And um, how you get there doesn't matter to me. And that's why if you had told me 10 years ago I would be having this conversation right now, I would have been like, you're out of your mind, because I was so trained to think a certain way that I never thought outside the box. I never thought, what if there is something more than what I'm being taught? And so yeah, it's vastly different in that respect. And like I said, I just started tarot in April of 2019. I was already on this spiritual journey prior to that. And so tarot, I think, just added another aspect of everything. Okay, so number 9, favorite go-to spread, top 3. I don't have one. I do a random 3-card draw sometimes. Maybe I'll do 1, 2, whatever hits me, and that's it. I don't actually do spreads yet. But we'll see what happens later. Number 10, most anticipated deck in 2020. Apocalypsis Tarot, the 5 Cent Tarot, Starry's Path Tarot, the Encore Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Those are the top ones I'm hoping to get this year. What is your, number 11, what is your tarot wish list? Oh, I got quite a few. I got those I just mentioned. Oracle of Echoes, Tarot of the She, True Black Tarot, 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot, Illuminated Earth Oracle, Antique Anatomy Tarot, Oracle of Oddities, and Tarot of Cyrene. Those are the top ones that I want to get that are on my list. Number 12, what were your impressions of or fears on tarot? My impressions or fears was that it was bad. It was a sin. It was of the devil. Until I actually started working with it. And that's why I think I fought when the need to get one overcame me, was like, this is bad. Number 13, would you like to start reading? Yes or no? If no, why? Well, I've actually started reading. Hopefully that will just continue to progress. Number 14, have you ever gotten a reading from another reader? What were your feelings on it? Yes, I have gotten a reading from another reader one time. And I've talked about this before, I think. It was, things were brought up that I knew, I just didn't want to face it. So it was a very powerful reading for me. I think it was on my very first video I mentioned that. Yeah. 15, what kind of vibes do you like to feel when you're getting a reading? Since I've only ever had one face-to-face reading, I can't really answer that because I felt a lot of emotions. It was a lot of intensities for me that I was fighting every step of the way. So it wasn't great. And then the last one, number 16, tag the next tarot tuber. And I'm going to do what Strength from Tarot did. I'm going to say everybody. Anybody who wants to do this tag, do it. I'd be excited to hear other people's thoughts and stuff on that too. So that's all I have today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. And you guys have a great evening. Thanks.